Talk back at you, presented by Prize Picks. We're glad to have you guys talking Indianapolis Colts football on today's show. Top 10 lists. What Colts are on there? Jonathan Taylor, will break that down, where he landed on the top 10. Sauce Gardner, where he landed on the top 10. These are opinions we want to know and hear from because they are NFL scouts, executives, and more, plus an AFC South prediction from ESPN to go along with all of that, kind of give us some feels as we get closer to the season. As I said, ESPN doing a great thing right now. I know we can punch on ESPN a little bit, get after ESPN a little bit, but they currently have league executives, coaches, and scouts helping them rank the top 10 at each position in the NFL. So we're slowly getting those lists. As I said, we'll get JT and Sauce. Yes, where did those guys land in their respective top 10 lists? We'll begin with Jonathan Taylor, ESPN's top 10 running backs going into 2026. Number 5 is your Colts bell cow back. Taylor behind McCaffrey, Saquon, Jahmyr Gibbs, DeJean. Notably, Taylor, the 7th highest paid running back in the NFL. So maybe you're getting a discount a little bit on Jonathan Taylor. That won't last long with his extension looming at this point in time. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Other recognizable names: Derrick Henry, James Cook, Devon Witherspoon, Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall. And again, this list pretty similar to the highest paid running backs in the NFL as well. But Jonathan Taylor at 5 on the top 10 running backs in the NFL. Again, it's ESPN's list, but it came from scouts, it came from executives, it came from ESPN people. He's been 2 on this list before, right? He's had great years within the NFL. Of course, he's been unranked. All players have been unranked to start. And then, age 27 for Jonathan Taylor at this point in time. We're talking extension. We're looking extension, and this is a guy who's not into his 30s by that much at this point in time. Obviously, he'll get into age 28 as the season goes on. And again, last year he was at 7, so a Pro Bowl year. Look, I think he fell off a little bit in the second half of the season for the Indianapolis Colts, but you had no quarterback, right? They knew what you were going to do. They knew what you were going to try and do. And he enters year 7 now coming up for the Colts, looking for a brand new contract and to take advantage of that one. ESPN scouts, executives, they have Jonathan Taylor at 5. Where do you rank Jonathan Taylor among the NFL's running backs? Get him in that top 10. What spot would you have him at? If you're a Colts homer, have some fun and put him at number 1. Let us know in the comment section. Join the show by commenting, letting us know what you think. Get in there right now. As I said, still a Pro Bowl season last year for Jonathan Taylor. He is a dual back. I think he catches the ball well. I think he has that aspect to his game. They needed it a little more last season. In general, Daniel Jones goes down. You thought you'd lean on him. I'll be honest, with the O-line, with what happened with Taylor, there were some issues there. I thought when they needed him most, maybe he wasn't as good as we hoped. But again, you can't really blame him, right? They knew exactly what's coming at them every single, maybe not every single play, but a good chunk of the plays. They're going to lean on their bell cow back. I thought he was cooked at that 741 rushing yards, but then the bounce back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons for JT, who, such an interesting guy at this point in time for the Indianapolis Colts because, like I said, the Colts trying their hand at this point in time to get an extension done with him. You're seeing him on top 10 lists, and yet you're seeing him in trade rumors all at the same time, right? A polarizing name, Jonathan Taylor. Imagine being the best player on your team. We've seen on some lists, top 10 in the NFL at your position, looking for a new extension, and yet we still have to deal with the Jonathan Taylor trade rumors, as real as they are or aren't at this point in time for the Colts. Pretty polarizing name. And again, he's probably the Colts' best overall player. That's such a big part of where they are with Jonathan Taylor. If they want to be competitive this season, they're going to need him to have a big year. But as I said, future really uncertain past this season. I mean, even if we get to a certain point in the year where we look at Taylor and we'll get to a deal where, have this situation where the extension needs done or not done, and the Colts need to know going into the season, things could get pretty awkward, and that's kind of how I talked about his future a little bit uncertain at that point in time. Before we get back to the rest of the show, I did want to show you guys a lineup we have going on Prize Picks. We combine the World Cup and baseball, right? Pretty fun. All you have to do is pick those players more or less on their stats and lock in your lineup. Messi, really hot right now in the World Cup, came through for us on a half a goal. That was good on more there. And then Kyle Schwarber in a semi-revenge-ish game, coming back to Cincy where he thought he would get a brand new contract. Yeah, well, we're taking more on total bases at 1.5. Just an example of the lineups you can put together on Prize Picks. By the way, what you want to do right now on Prize Picks is make sure you use code HMA. That's right, code HMA on Prize Picks right now with our new user offer. You download the Prize Picks app. Download the Prize Picks app with the link in the comment section. That's key. In the description, use that code HMA. You'll get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code HMA. You'll get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup, because on Prize Picks, it's good to be right. We moved from the top 10 running backs to the top 10 cornerbacks. And you can also keep an eye on ESPN. They haven't come out with every position yet. We just want to give you the news as it kind of came in here. Our boy Sauce, number 9 on the list here. A lot of talented names here. I do want to note. I actually feel like, we asked you to rank where you thought JT was. I think after what we saw from Sauce, where Sauce is, this is good to have him in the top 10, right? These names can stack up quickly. Some new contracts in there, some big names, some guys who have had back-to-back just really, really good seasons. And I'll be honest, guys who haven't gotten hurt as often as Sauce has in the past couple of years. So right now at number 9 on ESPN's top 10. Again, that's scouts, that's analysts, that's ESPN people all combining and talking about this one and getting into this one. And in the past, he's been 5th. Top 5 cornerback in the league, age 24 as he heads into year 5. And again, last year's ranking, he was 5th in the top 10, his highest ranking overall. A little bit of thought with Sauce Gardner here. This is an anonymous NFL coach talking to Ben Solak of ESPN, or ESPN in general, I'm sorry. And then Sauce lost the sauce. Now he got traded for a reason. He's a long strider and has the confidence to overshadow his weakness. He can press and play cover 2. He's not going to tackle all the time. He's not going to crack replace, and when playing zone, sometimes he's not playing it correctly. It's just hard for him to hold up over the course of the game. That's a unanimous NFL offensive or unanimous coach talking there, and man, that's really interesting stuff for Sauce. And look, description like that, that's how you can drop from number 5 to number 9 on the top 10 list. What we want to do now, though, let's get Sauce back on track. Get him a bounce back season. How can you do it? Simple. Hit that thumbs up button right now. It's easy to do. You'll see that number go up. That'll tell you other Colts fans believe in Sauce just like you do, so be sure to do that right now. Gotta say, I feel like it was a down year or awkward year, however you want to put it, for Sauce Gardner. The injuries are there. You got the trade. You got the Colts just in general not being great last year. And what happens? Still in the top 10, right? It's kind of one of those things where you're a little bit surprised after the year he had, and kind of gives you confidence. Like, if he has that bad of a year, struggles that much, and people still believe he's a top 10 corner, that's a good thing, right? And I should note, 24 years old. I feel like that's such a big part of this. Noted all the time, I think, amongst Colts fans. I know there was like a debate on how old he is. He's 24, he confirmed. So your ceiling at that point in time in the NFL, still extremely high for Sauce Gardner. I think there's a lot of good football left. And again, we're helping him with that bounce back thumbs up. The key here, whenever we talk Sauce in general, we're going to talk about the trade. The trade's going to follow Sauce all the time. I know what happened when Myles Garrett got traded, right? Immediately, Colts fans were like, man, we give up 2 firsts for Sauce Gardner. That trade is going to follow him. Actually, it's this trade that's going to follow him. Colts get Sauce Gardner, right? You love that. And we recently were talking about Adonai Mitchell, and then, the 16th pick this year, and whatever the Colts end with in the first round next year. It's just going to be a part of, I don't want to say his legacy, but whenever you're gauging, grading Sauce Gardner, putting him on a list, thinking about how he's doing with the Colts in general, that's going to be one of those deals where you say to yourself, man, looking back on the trade real quick, the first rounders, Adonai Mitchell, who the Colts could absolutely use right now. So tough for Sauce, high ceiling, as I said, but he definitely needs to outwork this trade in general. Are you getting excited about the Indianapolis Colts? I know you are, and I know you're excited to go back and watch them in person soon enough, which is why I want to give a shout-out to the sponsor of today's video, SeatGeek. That's right, huge shout-out to SeatGeek. The MLB is in full swing. Like I said, football is getting closer and closer. Plus, we've been showing you guys World Cup tickets available on SeatGeek. Me and my friends love using SeatGeek. It's always the app we throw in our group chat, and the link in the group chat to go to either a concert or a game. That's because SeatGeek has our back. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. You just look for the green dots. You see green, that means good. If you see red dots, red means bad. Right now, of course, we have a code for you guys, and this is whether you're a new or existing user. You can use code CHAT10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with promo code CHAT10. I just used it yesterday. Works perfectly. By the way, make sure you click the link in the description to download the app. You'll have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Appreciate you, SeatGeek. All right, we have our division prediction also from ESPN's Ben Solak. He picked the Texans to win the AFC South in 2026. We know a competitive division, right? The two very good teams at the top last year in Jacksonville and Houston, and Solak is thinking the Texans can get it done next year. Here's what he had to say about Houston. The Texans are absolutely capable of authoring a 2025 Seahawks-esque season, and we know where that ends up. The loaded AFC South AFC makes such a route harder, but the Texans offense also has a ceiling higher than what the 2025 Seahawks often reached. Finishes out by saying, if the biggest impediment to a deep run in simply not getting the worst out of Stroud we've ever seen, I'll make that bet. So essentially Solak saying like, hey, if it's just Stroud's regular and the offense goes big, I'm taking the Texans at this point in time. And it is a curious division to me. You know, Jacksonville had such a good year and got bounced early. Houston had an embarrassing outing to finish their playoff run there. And then you have the Colts and Titans who are just hoping, right? Hoping to do more, hoping to do better in 2026. My biggest thought with this one, I don't want the Colts pressing for the division. I don't expect them to compete for the division. You expect them to be a better team and a playoff team, hopefully. My thought with that one is be on that outside, that rim of the later playoff teams. I think winning the division is going to be too tough beating either of these teams. If you can squeeze in as a final playoff team in the playoffs, I think that'll be great for the Colts in 2026. Here on Colts Talk, we've got anything you need with the Indianapolis Colts. So what you want to do right now, be sure you subscribe. Why? It's free. You'll get all the latest, and you'll be a better Colts fan for it.